Hello, everybody. Welcome into the ESL Challenger League Season 47. Continuing on with the group stages here, of course. European region, right? Just to give you the full rundown. It's also a Tuesday evening, in case you're just completely unaware with what's going on. But it is myself, Scriv, and Naokai, to bring you the action for this evening, the 1BO3, as per usual. And it's really quite nice. We've managed to fit them in on the little gap that the major's not going on. Counter-Strike does not stop, man. It does not sleep for anybody.
No, exactly. I think this is a really good time as well with some of these teams who had made runs in towards the RMR, even qualifying for the major itself, with individuals like Saw, for example. I think it's a really good look into kind of where teams overall find themselves in kind of the scope of the groups, right? I think we do have the groups as well that we can bring you to kind of show you what is happening over in Group A, which is where we are going to be focusing our attention on. Of course, our game today is Monte taking on System5, and they both find themselves in exactly the same spot. They've both got a 1-1 record right now, played 2 games, 1-1, lost 1. Nice and simple stuff. System5, they ended up getting a win over Pera, but they lost to Saw. And Monte on the other side, they ended up getting a win over Pera and a loss to Source. They've exactly got the same record coming into this, just slightly different in terms of maybe the maps they were able to take from it. But they come in at actually a very even standpoint. The only real question mark that we have more or less coming in towards this sort of game is more on Monte, right? Monte have gone through kind of a myriad of changes, got a couple of youngsters who've been moved up from the academy in towards the main team. The loss of Sunday Young is obviously quite big for them. How do Monte look in the grand scope? And ECL is a very good kind of place to find out where you kind of look in the upper echelon of tier 2 into kind of tier 1.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that this should be a pretty interesting kind of matchup as well within the scope of Challenger League at the moment. It's actually quite a competitive group, this one. Or maybe edging away towards the top end, but ultimately, I think everybody else, it feels pretty open. Yeah, like you say, a lot of changes going on with some of these teams. We do have the schedule to show you guys. There's not much to it. There is just the one game for this evening. The other game actually getting postponed for now. But yes, Monte up against System5, as we have talked about and noticed and whatnot. Monte, you know those guys. System5, you may well be forgiven for not quite recognizing them unless you're super ear to the ground. This team kind of coming together, it feels like, for the ECL circuit. Technically on HLTV, only been together for a month, but they will have been playing a little bit longer than that to go through the motions and make their way up. Few recognizable names if you have been around for a little while. You've got Patrick of just sort of German heritage, ultimately playing on those sorts of teams. And then you got Python as well, who, for a brief stint there was maybe starting to turn a few heads. He played under Falcons for a little bit, which I think, like I say, may well have caused a bit of attention his way. However, with the big pickups, he was quickly benched and moved across the side. But still young, still pretty impressive, and I think one of the names to watch on this team for sure.
Yeah, he was part of that kind of Falcons French CS team that did make a kind of an attempt, made a run towards the Blast Paris RMR. They all made it all the way to the LCQ, in fact. And then, of course, we already saw kind of the stiff competition there with the likes of FaZe and C9 and the rest. But do you know what? The System5 team aren't too bad. We'll take a look at the matchup as well, specifically between these two teams, and you can get a little look at the names themselves. We'll touch on Monte in just a second, but while we're talking about System5, you mentioned Piton, you mentioned Patrick as well. Patrick most notably played under Sprout whenever this team would play with an ESL Meisterschaft, the German league. He would take him and Red would kind of join the team, and they would play under Sprout. They would use that to try and qualify through Meisterschaft, which has worked well for them for a while. They were one of the more competitive teams. It was them in Big Academy. And Auto Attacks occasionally kind of making those decent runs. Chill most likely on Namiga for a little bit of time as well. And then Keen's actually been around for quite a while. He's actually been one of those youngsters who a lot of people had high expectations for. He was actually a bold prediction as well from Brokey a couple of years back. A fairly decent player. I got to catch him a bit on Budapest 5, then after that on the Prodigies. This is a team who have notable names who actually are of ECL level. However, they've got quite a tough little run here. Well, Monte, yes, they've gone through changes. They still are the core of this team of Krasnal, Demka, and Waro. Still a very decent core. They're bringing in the likes of Ryu from the academy, who is kind of that youngster that a lot of people keep an eye on. Probably one of the most Lithuania. And then Gizmy, we're UK boys. We've known Gizmy for a while. He's always been one of the most talented kind of exports from our region. And, when everybody looks at individuals like Cypher and Thomas and all the rest, Gizmy's always been holding his own internationally, kind of, you know, flying that UK flag quite high. So I'm really glad he gets to call up in towards this team. The big conversation is just what level this team looks at. Obviously, we look at individuals like Warrow in terms of how he can call with the youngsters, how he can get them active. Gizmi as a rifler is somebody who's very self-sufficient. However, this is a big step up, right? He was playing on the academy team before that. So the level that he's gone from in the academy leagues into now in the main team is quite a large step up. So how does kind of him and Ryu really find their footing and find their form in a more permanent role, so to say, here in this team?
Yes, absolutely. It will be very curious to see. This will be a nice test for them, I think, though. System5, you know, some decent individuals, however, lacking a lot of experience, right? Most of their games are being played, if not all their games, in ESL Challenger League. They're difficult to find on even Wikipedia and things, right? So I don't know that they are really playing much Counter-Strike, at least Team Counter-Strike, outside of this very specific circuit. So reps are lacking. Let's have a look at the veto, which kind of spreads on from what I was saying as well, an area in which it's going to be difficult to know what this team are going to pick into, where their weaknesses are, where their strengths lie. So you kind of just have to play your own game if you are Monte. We've got Vertigo coming out from System5, Mirage from Monte, and then Anubis as that decider. So again, really difficult to know what to say about System5, but Monte get their absolute favorite map and the one map at the moment that is really working well for them. The rest of the pool, a little shakier, but once you start to break down those results, you know, there's going to be some in there that are against the higher level teams from the RMRs, from the Spring Showdown and whatnot. So you have to take these raw statistics with kind of a pinch of salt, as it were. But yeah, the Mirage is super, super clean right now.
It is. It is. That Vertigo pick as well, I think, is actually really good for System5. They've played it twice on HLTV and in ECL, and they got wins in both of them. They've done Para 13-5, Saw 13-9. So it's a pretty good map for them. You know, they're 2 for 2 so far. So we'll give them their credits there. And it's not actually an all-round great map for Monte. So in that sense, that might be something which is doable and feasible for them, but it goes without saying that Vertigo does feel like a bit of a win factor just because of how strong Monte's Mirage is right now. Just shy of a 90% win rate, played it 9 times, won 8 of them. I mean, goddamn, that is seriously, seriously good. And they've actually beat some pretty decent teams on it too. So you already look at that and you think there's a really good opportunity that if they're able to come out in towards Vertigo, that being Monte, and take that could already start to decide the series. On the other side, though, would that be the case if System5 can find some form on Mirage? Because Mirage, everybody does know it. We did do some predictions, of course, for this. We're both kind of sitting in the same position as well. We're going with Monte on this one. The reps and the name value, I think, is probably the big selling point here for in this specific matchup.
Yeah, no massive surprises. I think that is to kind of be expected. And again, even for us as well, in terms of what to expect from System5, it's quite hard to find the depth. You know, you can look into the individuals, look into where some of their experience is, but is this going to be a team that sort of come together and really play out for a long time? Is it a bit more of a stopgap for some of these players? The rest of this season will probably give us a good taste of that. And yes, they've performed decently well so far, but we're very early on into Group A. In fact, you know, it is lagging behind a couple games compared to the other groups. So that may change very, very quickly. Monte, meanwhile, even with these changes, still with the players that they have, still with the setup, the structure, the history in place that they have as well, they should be able to take this one pretty cleanly. I think I'd be quite surprised if it isn't at least a 2-0 even, to be honest. You know, I'll really put my money where my mouth is in that sense. You never know. System5, they might surprise us. They may well surprise us. We'll have to find out. We do have a little player to watch here, of course, and I think Neo maybe gave you a slight taste of who it was going to be. Give me across the bottom there. We'll maybe keep track of him if he plays well throughout this series as well and keep getting those stats up for you. But yes, the UK boy, of course, we got to support him out here.
Yeah, exactly. Jack himself, man. This guy, he actually a really talented player. I think, you know, when Gizmi got brought up to this team, it felt like actually a really decent kind of use of the academy system. We've already seen academy players who've gone from their kind of junior team, stepping into the main team. Miles is obviously a primary example of it. NIP now have moved Maxter up as well. And this is another really good showing where having an academy side is actually a really good, you know, benefit to you. Not only do you get to nurture talent coming through, but in times where you're needing players to come through, this is exactly where they get it, right? SDY dropping out, Bro going to Astralis. They were in desperate need of these subs coming through. And, you know, while for a little bit of time it was a kind of a stand-in period while they were figuring things out, so to say, now they've got a position where they've nurtured them, they've fit in towards a system, and now they can use them in the main team. And they have faith in them playing in the main team as well, which I think is a really good kind of showing as well for Monte. I think it's a lot of confidence in these youngsters. So I'm glad to see. Gizmi is a real talent, somebody who in the UK scene actually very quickly kind of superseded the UK scene. It's very easy to kind of get stuck in the UK and play a lot of the domestic Counter-Strike, but actually never really get the chances going international. But Gizmi was never that case. He very quickly kind of moved up. He played for a little bit under a couple of the UK teams that might be notable to some. Viperio at the RMR, the Blast Paris RMR, Coalesce, of course, an organization that we both know quite well. But then post that, he really did move on internationally quite well, playing for the Prodigies, then playing for Monte Gem, but also on top of that, playing in things like FPLC, right? Getting that experience internationally, getting your name value built up, something that's really a positive sign for Gizmi. So I'm excited to see what he can do in this team and in this, matchup specifically. And of course, we kind of spoke about the first two maps, but that third map of Anubis is actually quite interesting. If it does get towards the side there, which for us feels like it might not be the case, but if it is to get there, it is actually relatively open. It's not a great map for Monte, but it's a complete unknown quantity over towards System5. They are yet to play it. So we actually don't even know what to expect out of System5 if we are to get there, which for them is actually probably a benefit, a positive, right? There is no data, no VODs, no demos to look back on. So they can come in with all these kind of fresh ideas and Monte won't really have a clue.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that there's definitely a world here where System5, fresh ideas is a nice way of putting it, but I think there's almost that sort of no holds barred. We talk about it quite a bit at this sort of level when you've got these mixier teams coming in. We see it once in a while in the open qualifiers and things, especially for the major, but sometimes for other tournaments in the circuit as well. And yeah, they can catch you off guard. You go in playing your own game, which is very structured, makes a lot of sense, and then they come in and they're just running through smokes or dry peeking things without flashes. It's new things in the moment that you have to readapt to. Now, give me 5 BO3s between these teams. I bet Monte wins 4 out of the 5, but that first BO3 theoretically might be the one that we're getting here. You know what I mean? So they have to be very careful, I think. Monte, though, they're sort of born in this kind of level as players. I think that they will be ready for this. They will be expecting this. It is often for the tier 1 players or the tier 1 teams that have the approach to the game like that and expect everybody else to maybe fall in line, as it were, or they sort of forget how the online Counter-Strike can work. It's usually those that get upset. I think that Monte's at a very good interim level where they should be able to still be ready for that sort of mixier approach at the end of the day.
Yeah, and on maps like Mirage as well, that slightly mixier, puggy style approach should work quite well on a puggy map. It is just the real caveat of it just being so strong for Monte. And Monte actually feel like they're a side who really did pave the way last year at the very least for this kind of real puggy, super aggro style of play that worked for them. I mean, they played the second most maps of any team in the world, any level on HLTV, just that behind of next. They were averaging something ridiculous, like 1.2 maps a day was basically essentially what they averaged across the year. An insane amount of Counter-Strike they played. So, Monte, we talk about, they're kind of the king of the rep, so to say, versus System5, who it seems to be like they're only playing this tournament, like you kind of mentioned earlier. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I don't know how much time System5 basically spend pracking, scrimming, all the things that we talk about in terms of a team dynamic. So when it comes towards their executes and the retakes, just the kind of the raw bread and butter of top level Counter-Strike, I don't know how clean this side are going to be. And basically nobody does, right? And the only people who basically have an idea of how good the team can be is themselves, and then probably teams that they maybe have pracked against, if they've even pracked against them. So who knows? What we're going to do, ladies and gents, is we're going to first one to a break. When we are back, we're going to be heading straight in towards map number 1. You're not going to want to miss it. Kickstarting us is going to be that of the Vertigo pick by System5. Can they start well in the series? Who knows? We'll see you after the break.
Hello, everybody. I believe we are live and in. We're just waiting for everybody to get reset here, of course. Knife round has just gone down. There we go. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. We are ready for the Counter-Strike. So welcome back in Vertigo then. I don't know. It's always a difficult map for me, this one. I think some teams really have it down. Some teams really do not enjoy playing Vertigo. And it really shows. I think we sometimes can get some very messy Counter-Strike. Generally results in some exciting games, though. You know, it does move quite fast.
Vertigo is it's disliked a lot in the pro scene, but I think this map has its moments where it's very fun to watch, especially when it's played in that quite kind of scrappy, puggy sort of way. So far, though, so slow from System5. Not a lot offering up for them. They're playing nice to start through ramp. It's looking like more of a contact play. They do have a little bit of util. Smoke in the back pockets of Keen and Patrick, and a flash and a molly to work with as well. Stairs, control taken. Pop shot, but it seems like a fake. Seems like they're going to double back and group here towards ramp.
Oh, and Krasnal is incredibly ready for this. Waro gathering information, trying to work off of each other, and so far so good. Krasnal with an easy two-piece. Flashing a smoke in here to try and recover the bomb ultimately and maybe get this kill, but Krasnal keeps on going. Can't be stopped right now, just going to be chill. And Pete's on ready to try and battle against 5. They will recover that bomb, but what use is it at this point? They need a kill or two before they leave ramp.
This is the big thing. Oh, well, there's a kill or two. There we go. We'll find it. Chill. He's going to make what felt like something out of nothing. Demka's holding for rotations, though, so it's a known committal play here. They're going up towards ramp because Demka knows if they're going to double back. As long as they stack here to a site, they're going to be fine. Gizmi's got the crossfire. This could be beautiful. Does he get cleared? So far, no. Turns his head, though. Oh, my God. He's looking to the right. He could catch both of them in behind, and he will. There's one. There's the bomb. Should it be done? Ryu. It's the two youngsters, the two academy graduates who close out the round. A little bit scrappier than it probably should have been, but a round is a round. Monte going to start things off well here. They're first on the board.
Yeah, Krasnal gives them that, of course. Really solid look from him with those Julies. And it will result in an M4 for him. Demq also going in for the M4, so a decent little setup. Rio as well. Okay, so liking what we're seeing here from Monte, I think they are savvy and know that there's going to be a force on the other side of things. Make sure you got those rifles rather than just stacking the MP9s. Sometimes can get the better of you. As a CT side, they are looking for the scraps. Waro, did he see someone? Maybe on the mini-map a little bit. He seems to be aware. Oh, that there could be a movement. That's so awkward. However, he is bailed out. It's only one for him, however, from that position. 3 on 2. There was a kill at the bottom end of ramp, I believe that is. Either way. No, it'd be up into scaffold by the looks of things. Either way, 2 remain here for System5.
I mean, already, the fact they kind of find themselves at a couple of kills isn't terrible. They are making something and nothing, but this is a force, right? So they've got to try and get a bomb plant. Demka jumping on the corner, doesn't need to overface, drops a smoke. It's very simple, very easy kind of Counter-Strike. They're just chipping away at that clock, and I don't know, System5, it feels like they haven't really got anything to work with. They're going to test once again through stairs here. They're playing full retake of every position that they once had. It's a timer play. I don't think Monte should struggle with it.
Presence shown. Ryu far back might find it difficult to get a kill with that smoke going down, but he's going to look to get aggressive. Flash comes in. Krasnal above the smoke as well. Big kill from him. Pretty much seals this one in. Pete's on got to do something before he can attempt that bomb plant, and nothing happens for him. Monte moving up to 2. It has been slightly slow going from System5. Definitely slower than I expected. But the initial fights, I suppose, are quite quick. Monte just coming out on top of those scenarios.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly. Monte winning out their Angels. Looking okay in the early part here. There's a couple of, slightly kind of hiccup moments, but the general kind of position we find ourselves in, pretty positive overall. 2-0 start. This one shouldn't be too much of an issue. All right. We'll get tested through ladder by 1 at the very least in a moment, but they're actually just going to double away. They're not going to overfight here, which is Well played from Monte. They don't need to, basically.
In a pretty good position to make this as cost-effective as possible. I think that's kind of what they're looking at. Lovely chunky nade to kick off proceedings as well. Flash out towards mid. Barreling on in for System5. Could be an overwhelm on to give me. However, again, they are very set up for this, but the kills do come in. Rio's still alive. The back end of the site, however. So I don't know, again, bomb plan. Is it going to be possible? Big find from Chill there on the Deagle, despite being under pressure and no armor. Bomb plant going to be denied. Yep. He panicked maybe a little bit as well. Moved on to that M4. Either way, he's caught off. Still, 3 kills. It's the most that we have seen System5 find, and it comes in the eco. They'll be pretty happy with that, and they'll want to jump on that opportunity now.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's see if they can. 3-0, but a first full buy is, you know, a pretty big necessity here in the sense that you really do want to see this side get active, get going, start to get in towards a conversation about some decent run, right? Just something where we can feel a little bit more comfortable about this team. So far, not a huge amount to work with. Already, though, I mean, there's been a lot to like out of Monte. They can convert the first true full buy. That'll make us feel very confident. Ryu's going to hear those steps. He's not going to face, though, because he doesn't need to. But a Molotov might force him.
Oh, yeah. Maybe a little late on that smoke as well. Oh, no. And it's bounced all the way past. Oh, of course, those changes to smokes on Molotovs, but I don't know. Arguable that one might have got off. It was right on the edge of the molly, I suppose, and just did not register. Gizmy going to use this smoke to his advantage. Or at least try to. Oh my goodness, this round is falling apart. And an immediate call to save. Krasnal does find one, but yeah, just no chance. Nice little Molotov as well to really, really keep him out of the action. Down goes Waro, attempting to save the orb, which was a pretty big deal. Would have been able to potentially get together a buy in the next round. However, now I think it will be an eco.
That very, very rapidly went from kind of bad to worst in that situation. It was not good, was it? Not good at all. It's a tough one to watch as well. A lot of just real, you hate to say it, rookie errors from the rookies, right? I mean, the smoke missing, that's, you know, what can you do? What can you do? But Gizmy then trying to play it around the smoke, maybe over facing a little bit. He had nobody kind of near enough to him to trade. And before you know it, they're in trouble. You hate to see it, but it'll happen. That's going to be System5 finding their first. And honestly, a really decent little run from them. Nice round. Individual step up in a big way. And also making sure it's expensive over towards Monte too. Their money isn't exactly great on the other side. You got Krasnal who can drop, Gizmy who can buy. And then for the rest of them, it's a little bit awkward. They are going to go in towards the AWP though. So they're making the big investment here. This does feel like quite a ballsy call, right? Going in towards that AWP, but see if they can do something with it.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little wild. Quick flash towards B puts a stop to that plan. However, with the AWP still in play, I don't know that they will necessarily expect this on the System5 side. Going up for a boost. It looked like, yeah, Waro was paying attention to that. Big kill for him. No opportunity at the trade. System5 start a man down, and not the way you want things to go. They've battled so hard to get that first round, and they're looking to get shut down here if Monte can have their way.
Now up. Making their way through ramp or not. Falling away, and actually not silently either, so I don't know what they would have wanted. Look will come through. Keen. Gonna try and start things off here. He's playing up close. Perfect position for the MP9 as well, but the assumption is that he gets cleared.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think. But they are very tentative here, very unsure of themselves. There is an opportunity to find space in towards mid. It might just have gone. But looking for a late lurk, it would seem. Ryu, oh, up close. Indupree nearly makes it work. Lost his teammate out on the side. So much damage done here, but can the AWP really capitalize? Waro, as well, is getting pushed in from behind, especially now that Python has found that kill. Oh, that's so rough for Monte. MQ will be left to do nothing again. But yeah, that is really, really, really unfortunate. A lot of close frags go against them.
Yeah, you hate to see it. You really do. I mean, that's not a nice position to find yourselves in now. Monte, both of these gun rounds have not looked pretty. We already kind of said as well how this is not actually a great map for Monte, and statistically it's been a little rough for them, and you can kind of see why. It's on. Feels like he might have the right idea. Demka's just got his head tucked as well. The MP9 save, or even more so, get kills. Honestly, might get the case. Any more for any more? Tag and a fine. Demka's collecting money. Orb is all that's left. He's going to try and get himself an AK. Oh my god, that's so risky. And it somehow works. Somehow, Keen doesn't hit the shot. He does scoop himself up an AK. Chaotic to say the least. It will be System5 who get themselves a second, but very, very expensive. So at the very least, Monte keeping some econ in check. It's not a great couple of rounds, is it? They've not looked too great in terms of locking down that B site. That's been their real weakness.
Yeah, it's rough. It is rough. System5 definitely proving their prowess on this map. Demku, let's see what he can find with this AK. He is once again chilling out towards A, which doesn't really seem to be an area of much contention. However, Eton down at the bottom will lose his head. Maybe they were looking for an A split here. Mid-control easily secured, as you would expect against an eco. Krasnal, I'm pretty sure, has no gun, by the way. He does have a Zeus, but I don't think he's got anything else.
Doesn't seem like it, yeah.
Yeah, so we keep an eye on that one. You know, it's more about Demku in this round, though, for sure. Ooh. Can't get anything done towards mid. Yeah, there was a small window where they were kind of peeking in, throwing nades and whatnot. He just could not find it.
Now, big rotate. Over towards... Yeah, he's sighting no one's here. So, no real issues, it has to be said. Simple stuff. They're going to rotate their way in. I mean, yes, the AK... At the very least, I mean, he's collected, right? So, it feels like potentially something can be done with this, but... Even then, it does feel like a real big arse. Bomber going to go down. And I think at the very most, if anything is going to happen, it's going to be on the call for the hunt type vibe rather than any attempt at a retake. System5 going to very rapidly tie this game up 3 rounds apiece. And it has to be said as well, what a decent little run from them. Since getting the guns out and, you know, recouping the losses of the recon, this is a side who are really looking very, very strong at the moment. You have to look at Monte and ask questions about kind of what's going wrong. Yes, this round we're not going to look too deep into, but the 2 gun rounds before that weren't pretty. Not at all. That's that. Round done. System5 tying this game up 3 apiece. An AK saved is a little silver lining over towards Monte, but that'll basically be it. As Royalty Square, you look towards Warrow, or even just the experienced guys in this team. How are they then going to find this back in their favor? A
strong buy into round 7 should be a way for them to find a lead again. Never quite that simple for Monte. System5 proving that they are indeed ready for the Vertigo. Oh, the double spam from Demku is ridiculous, though. And Warrow now going to start moving forwards. They're all channeling in on that player, trying to track him down. And that is a hell of a response from Monte.
My God. My God. Very, very quickly silencing us a little bit as well, right? Because we weren't really too sure what Monte were looking like off the back of these last few. It wasn't exactly a confident showing. And that is really nicely done. 4th put on the board, and System5 stunned a little bit. And this one as well, despite them chaining a few rounds together, System5 don't have a lot of econ left in our back pockets. This round falls flat, and Monte not only extend the lead, but can pull it away further and further, and even guarantee a lead at the turn of the half. This round, mightily important if we want to see System5 keeping competitive in this first half. If they don't find it, they could be in a lot of trouble, actually.
Up on the boost. Gizmi is the nearest player, but it doesn't look like he has much interest in taking a fight out there. Krasnal, maybe he's going to move around towards mid. We'll see. A lot of noise being made over here. And once again, System5 enjoying their mid control. Krasnal is very, very ready for it. Difficult angle to beat here. Flash comes in. Patrick, he's got to clear so much and really doesn't quite know where to look. Krasnal's just out in the open, you know. May well, yep, not be expected. Barrel showing. As I said, it's a whole area that you're not quite familiar with as a pro player. Ryu with a quick trade on B. Oh my goodness, they're surrounding him though. One more would be great. He's going to get it. However, looks away, not ready for another man from that angle. 3 versus 2, not out of the question. Waro with a quick flank. Not out of the question, but they've lost a teammate here. So Waro, he's got to go huge, and they were just about setting up for him. However, he's way, way faster than they ever expected, and he finds the 2 in the end to net number 5.
Yeah, nice work. Nice work indeed. The bomb plant is a small positive and a small silver lining, but Monte are looking a lot better now. They're looking considerably more competitive. Opting to keep the AKs over the opportunity to pick up an AWP, but it's because, of course, they have money to work with. And those AKs, not perishable, of course, for the CT side. Monte, this is really nice stuff. Off the back of looking a little rough around the edges, they've patched up what was looking like a weak B site, and now the fact that they've given themselves confidence with those retakes, this is a good position to be in. 2 rounds ahead. Hero AK is all System5 are going to wield in the back pocket of Chill. Actually, realistically, he's probably the best person for it at the moment. He's been looking pretty crisp, has to be said. This one feels, you know, still pretty unlikely. A little bit of a pop shot on the corner. To really work with it. They are going to be given ramp control at the very least. And Monte playing quite passive, despite probably knowing that this buy is, you know, minimal 2.5 buy at the most.
That's now. Whoa, it's not him that chimes in first. I thought it might be. It is, in fact, Waro taking the head of Chill. The AK retrieved, but there is a severe lack of armor for the rest of these players. Beaton pushed away. The Flames, no opportunities presenting themselves now as well. They went in wide for that first frag, and they have battened down the hatches on that Monte side.
Keen. A little look there. For him. I want to try and get a bomb plant here. I don't know if they're going to be given this luxury, though. It looks like they want to rotate over towards B, and Keen's just going to try and draw an attention here. He might get the chance. 3 playing here. A Tech 9 and an AK. It is doable. Smoke comes down. He's drawn a lot of attention here. That goes without saying. Nate comes over. They would have hurt the chunk. It's only Ryu. Spotted the bomb too, but I don't know what he can do in terms of denying it going down. He can't. Bomb goes down. And a 3-man kind of post-barn set up. Might be doable. Messy fights. Piton will fall. And the last man, Akeen, he's so far away in the rotate. Tries to get an AK. Does get it. He cannot set himself up. So that'll be the defuse coming through. Little scrappy, but honestly, I think System5 would be happy with the bomb plant.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely a better result, I think, than they were expecting. Like I said, that AK went down very early, and then it's like, it doesn't really make it into the best hands. Not much that you can do with it. So, yeah, best they could have hoped for, to be honest with you. Take a couple guns away, get the bomb plant, keep themselves sustainable. But Monte now in a really solid position. I think 6 already on this CT side is very, very nice for them, and they can keep this T economy rotating around. But another key moment coming in here, another key swing for System5 if they can get it going. B-bomb site was pretty successful early on. Curious to see if they go back there.
Monte guaranteeing at the bare minimum it's going to be a tie game at the turn of the half. Any more for any more would be great. We're setting up for a front stairs smoke there over towards B. You throw it by lining up with a gen. From you took yourself into the corner by CT, line up with the... It's like a bolt. Throw it on over with a jump throw. Warrior the first to fall. Heed in response. Doesn't quite find anybody. Nobody tucked in towards that corner. System5 of an opener. I give him something. Keen throwing the right side gen smoke there. I don't know if they're going to commit to Zerk. They don't actually have a huge amount of bodies over towards B. They might actually just try and, once again, put a bait and switch.
Yeah, I mean, that early kill really does seem to do massive things for System5, to be honest. It gives them a full control in terms of what they want to do. I think they've heard all this movement coming in. The kill does land for Gizmi, which is a pretty big deal because I feel Monte were going to go for an A lean there. With that kill coming in, it does change things. Player spotted out. Has yet to get the bomb in. A little bit late. Oh, another Molotov as well for default here. It's just going to make life quite difficult, one would think. 15 seconds. They will start to make their way in on the Monte side of things, so kind of retaking before the bomb's even gone down. Nice little flash towards Gentry. Can't do anything with it, though, unfortunately. Bomb plank coming in. It's a little chaotic here, and Gizmi and Ryu, they've managed to creep in and find the frags. That is a hell of a retake, I have to say. Maybe a bit too much space given across. Hard to tell. Molotovs were pretty effective, and Monte, yeah, perfectly executed that.
Yeah, another really great retake. It does feel like System5, not to the point of getting where they're a complete one trick, but it seems for them that the only real gaps they're finding in the armor is towards B, and they're continuing to try and sort of manipulate it in their favor. However, their post-plants are just not good enough. It's the one thing letting them down. They're getting the site, they're getting fights, and they're getting that bomb down on a consistent basis. They just can't hold it. That's letting them down here. You really need to try and find a way to rectify this sort of situation, and then they've got a chance. Peeking through, pop shot by Warro, ineffective, nade in the corner. Stop them pushing. We'll get out of there. System5 don't chase either. Probably the smart call.
Ram, but it is quickly silenced by Warro's AWP. Just 4 remaining now for System5. A severe lack of utility as well. Moving into this A-bomb site, they will give it their best go, but they're very ready on the Monte side of things. As you can see, Keen the first to chime in, but it's not much of a loud noise. He's all alone, and HB makes a difference there on that last one. Could have found himself a nice 2-piece, but the round itself was definitely not going to happen. 8-3 very quickly. And indeed, Monte looking clean.
They're pulling away. This is meant to be a map which is not all that great for them. And some, you know, a map which System5 have looked very strong on. And it doesn't feel that case at all at the moment. This T side is near non-existent. Triple Galil double AK for System5 into the final round of the half. Monte, they genuinely can make it a 9-3. This first fight is going to be tough. He might not clear it, and he doesn't. Beautiful work. Gizmi to swing and find. Down goes Vitor. And that probably will start to already wrap things up for this half. This is going to be a tough one for System5 to try and claw back in their favor.
However, they do have a lot of space on ramp, I have to say. Could certainly catch these couple A players off guard, who are also bailing on the idea of A. Okay. I'm a little confused. They'll be on their way back. But yeah, they've given up a bit of control. The deep smokes will come in. This makes it difficult to retake and definitely stop that bomb from going down. But we'll see. Monte still looking good in terms of numbers. A lot of utility remaining for themselves versus none for System5. Warro on a flank as well. Gonna just confirm one. Pretty much make this a done deal. Bomb has yet to go down again. The Molotov's super clean from that CT side. Not really been baited out. Not really been asked by System5. Fake plant. Nade. Oh, keeps him alive, but unfortunately, he will be out in the open for the frag. 9-3. I think that speaks for itself. We'll catch you after the break. Hello, everybody. Welcome back into the second half here. Monte looking to make this a quick showing on Vertigo. We were very confident in Monte moving into this series, and they are proving thus. System5, pretty good start from them with the rifles, it has to be said. B-bomb site looked kind of vulnerable. We were worried for Monte for a moment there, but they very quickly picked it back up, and System5 just running out of ideas by the tail end of that half. I believe dropping 6 in a row to get this 9-3 scoreline. Piton will open up. That's all he's able to do. A bomb site softened up slightly. Is that a failed smoke? I feel like that might be a failed smoke.
I think you might be right. It doesn't really look like it's meant to be there. Still grouping up behind this short smoke. Ryu with the bomb. Going to be tested in a second. But he gets deleted by Waro. No chance in hell, and it's falling apart rapidly. On the site, Patrick dancing between the angles to his demise. And the last man, Akeen, what do you even do here in a 1v4?
Yes, indeed. A poignant question. His position now going to be known as well as he reveals himself with that little tap. Oh, and Waro will demolish him. Solid start for Monte. Looks like they want to take us through this one quite quickly. Certainly feels that way with the approach there as well. You know what I mean? Fast up ramp, not wasting any time at all. Whereas we did see System5 take some early fights. Not quite as aggressive, not quite as confident.
Yeah. 10 already, though, for Monte. Just rapidly pulling away. System5 going to force it. It does really feel like make or break 2 for them. They can't find this. They are in a hell of a lot of trouble. Triple MP9. Oh, but it's not a great start. Waro spamming on the corner. Finds Piton, and that's already starting to not look good here for System5. And we've got Chill playing in the smoke, but he's surely going to be expected to some degree. It's always checked.
Gizmy as well, lurking around, finds a gap, will be traded quickly, but he confirms the presence of at least one more. So it looks like Chill did go down there as well. Missed the frag, but saw it in the kill feed a little all over the place in this round, of course. And I feel Patrick and Cree just going to save, to be honest. A couple MP9s into the next round. I mean, in the context of the situation, if you remove the scoreline, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world, but with the way that things are looking here, really not what you want.
Yeah, I think goes without saying, System5, this is not a nice position to be in. They're going to be hunted here on the tail end too. To make matters even worse, they know they force bought, so why not? B9 of Patrick could be in a lot of trouble. Molotov is going to come down. Fight to come through. Don't get the first to fall, but Waro will answer back. He doesn't need to overfight. He knows the last is that of an MP9. They can keep that. They don't really care. There's 11. System5 can't really do anything with that as well, so they're just going to play around one saved MP9, maybe a couple of upgraded pistols. That'll be that. And Monte realistically have a very easy run to a 12th on the board here, and they are rapidly taking this map number 1. This has not been the Vertigo that System5 wanted at all.
Yeah, looking pretty scary now. You've got Mirage coming up next. You know, it is Monte's map through and through. Oh, Piton with an opportunity to catch there. Could not capitalize. Will be kicking himself. They do have to be careful on the Monte side, though. The bomb site pretty well defended now. All 4 remaining players going to be here. Waro does well to open up, adding to his kill tally. Gets himself another. Needs a bit of support, though, and the spacing for the trades not quite perfect, allowing the CT side to get in, but yeah, weapons just not strong enough, and Waro, he had slimmed them down enough that the rest of the team can cut through them.
Map point on your opponent's map pick as well. I mean, for Monte, this has been beautifully easy for them. System5, a full buy to keep them alive, and a question of what they can really do here. Their T-side was near enough non-existent, but their C-side has been non-existent thus far. It was at least the full buys where they were able to kickstart a bit of momentum, but a bit is the key word there. Oh, good start for Waro too. Chill, just trying to drop a smoke, gets caught, and Waro, that is so damn quick for the first.
Flash is awkward from both sides, to be fair. Nades, and the follow-up onto Beaton. See you next round, sir, as he will be hitting the ground momentarily. However, there might not be a next round looking at it, to be fair. They have been mowed over since that one kill. Keen left on 3 HP, desperate to try and get anything going. Kree does get a kill, but it's cost him so much. Keen, you're going to know where he's at. Quick boost up, a desperate attempt here. And to be fair, Kree just make it work. One plan going to come in, nothing they can do to stop that. The AWP gets close, but DemQ is a quicker. 3 for him thus far. Looking to make it 4. Mr. Kree takes a bit more damage from the nade. It wasn't quite close enough to finish him off, but surely not long for this world. Tap onto the bomb, and DemQ indeed will take him down. 4K comes round after a 13-3 finish. System5 just could not match up to Monte. An incredibly effective Vertigo coming in from them. Took them a bit of time to get going. Yeah. Was a bit slow. We were a bit worried, but once they did, they didn't stop. That's 10 in a row.
Yeah, hit 3-all, and we're thinking, okay, you know, maybe there's a competition here, and it very quickly just ran away. I think that is a prime showing of what is a tier 1 team versus a tier 2 team. Because, you know, even though Monte have gone through changes, this is still a top-level team, a team that post-Blast Paris Major actually were one of the more notable names, keeping their stature in that tier 1 scene, grinding out tournaments, playing, and getting to playoffs in quite a few of the top S-tier events as well. This is a side who, for a long time, were no joke, and a lot of people feared. That is why. And you could just see it. Not even in terms of the game plan or just the strategic side of things, which obviously was completely one-sided, but just the raw fundamentals, the aim duels, none of them went the way of System5 the second the guns came out, after kind of that economy was broken. When we hit 3-all, I was thinking maybe there's something here, and Monte were like, right, we're going to stop holding back now, and let's just close this quickly because we know we can. So simple, so effective, and so concerning for System5 because honestly, they didn't show anything. And now we head towards Mirage. It's Monte's best map. And there's so much to love here from Monte and so little to expect out of System5. You hate to see it. And we spoke about this guy heading in towards the game. Gives me walking away with some serious stats. What a showing.
Yeah, looking pretty solid, right, over on the Bianca side of things. So, you know, maybe his CT stats are a little slower to get going. But definitely holding his own there. Pretty decent, I suppose, in terms of like the ADR for sure as well. It doesn't quite reflect his kill count. So, yeah, looking good. And I think we're pretty impressed. You know, it was Waro that was towards the very top end there. Really impressive from him. But everybody able to pull their own weight. And of course, that's to be expected when it goes 13-3 like that. But yeah, we'll probably keep tracking Gizmy there, see how he does. I like this kind of player to watch and see whether we're right about that sort of thing, you know, or who's most improved, etc. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
Exactly. Well, ladies and gents, we're going to throw us on to a break. When we are back, we're heading in towards map number 2 is Mirage, and it's Monte's pick, System5. I don't know what this 10-15 minute, you know, little break needs, but it needs something miraculous if they want any sort of showing into Mirage. Let's see if they can after the break.
Well, would you look at that? Never in all my years have I seen the game start early here in the ECL, but, you know, we're here for it, especially after such a one-sided game like that. You'd think that System5 in particular would want to take all the break time available, but yeah, we're in sort of a minute early onto our faces. I would imagine the knife going round, yeah, and here we are live into the game. So nice and early for it. All right, lovely stuff. Bit of a fly-through of Mirage. I'm sure everybody knows it by this point, but we are ready for the game now.
Yeah, no complaints. Going in early is exactly what we want to see. Now, it wasn't a great showing. Let's not, you know, kind of beat around the bush here. It was a rough showing for System5. It didn't look themselves. Patrick went 2-15, 0.34 rating. Tom went 6-15. It was pretty damn dire. So they need a complete different showing heading in towards map number 2. And they've gone for a complete B stack. So Monte just run out to a 3A site. What a System5 do? Oh, well, never mind. It's worked.
It has indeed. It's a little bit of a catch-off, and it's Piton in from jungle, just mowing them down. Making it look easy on the USP at range. Just down to Demka. A lot to find here as well. He hears so many footsteps. Who's coming first? It will be Piton, of course, looking for his 4K. A brilliant pistol round to come out from the Frenchman.
He just got over 50% of the kills that he got in the entirety of map 1 in that round there. You know, they started with such a weird play. 3 through mid, 2 through B. But then Monte go out on towards A. They have no fights initially. So they pause. And I don't know why they paused. If Monte had just continued going forward and actually taken the A site, they would have got it for free. But I guess you can't really expect them to not expect anybody playing out through the site itself. And yes, even if the jungle player finds one, they still should have traded that. I think Monte, they were just so shocked by how little presence there was towards the site itself. Either way, System5 are going to find the first. Very weird round, but I'm glad they take it to start off things well here. They need to start well heading in towards this one.
Yeah, and as we always say, you know, the Mirage is a dangerous map to have as your favorite. Probably the most dangerous, I would say.
Yeah. In
terms of backfiring. Now, Monte, pretty damn good record on it. System5, though, again, could catch them off guard by virtue of the map, by virtue of sort of no pressure at the moment. You know, they had a tough one on the first one there. Let's just go into this nice and easy and have fun with it, is potentially what I would say to the players if I were behind them, if I were a leading voice. And there is this other thing as well, that you've won the first map, wasn't your pick, super one-sided. Should be all right from here, shouldn't it? Like, you know, you take your eye off the ball, foot off the gas, all those sort of phrases, and before you know it, you're down 5 or 6 rounds yourself. So Monte, you've got to be very careful here. Moving in for the force buy, certainly not a rarity on this T side. They've got an execute. This one should be a bit cleaner as well. Confident moves from System5 as to be expected, but got to be careful. A lot of deagles in play here. Can be effective at range, and in comes DemQ as if by magic to find 2. Bomb plank going to come in. Man advantage for Monte.
What's the play? Guns being collected here. Bomb down. The numbers favoring them. This is looking pretty good. I think you can already see the System5 are a little wary. Swing in this corner could be dicey. Gizmy, nice shot. Looks for more as well. It will be traded. And one man all that's left. The Keen wants nothing to do with it. They don't have the money to spare it either. So he's going to get out of there. In a 1v3, there is no chance in hell, especially because of the time too. So that is going to be Monte answering back. The force buy effective, and his Demko, a brilliant round individually from him. 3 kills to his name in that one. All tied square one apiece. Very quickly getting back into a competitive state in System5. Sort of left scratching their heads, and they've basically got to force buy here. This is the standard thing. They've got to match force buy, force buy.
Yeah, that's really difficult. Really, really difficult from one end of the spectrum to the other. So, System5 back to square one. Have to figure out a way to bounce back, and Monte Yeah, just continuing to remind you why they are the favorite for this one and why they had such an effective showing on Vertigo. Now, a lot of presence here on short. Certainly an interesting move from the CT side. A little bit of a head spotted, but yeah, Warro does not know what he's getting himself in for. DemQ at range, looking to pick up the pieces. He had such an explosive finish on Vertigo, and he has picked things up quickly here on Mirage as well. Another two-piece for him. Now, it is only a 2 versus 2. Definitely not out of the woods yet. Is he ready for more? He is indeed. Definitely now. The bomb, meanwhile, nowhere to be seen. Maybe they feel, with all these kills they've found, that the bomb should be somewhere near. It's not quite the case. DemQ playing things safe. Unfortunately, does not quite work out for him. Krasnal into the 1 versus 2. Can't make it work. And it's Piton with a swap up onto the M4 to get the second. And another force buy win.
Yeah, back-to-back kind of force buys in this sort of fashion. I mean, man, Monte, of course, themselves then got to go back into it, but they've got even less to work with now. Yeah, not the sort of position you want to find yourself in. Demka with a hero AK, and then kind of barely even upgrades alongside him. And it looks like, I can say, it looks like Warro wasn't doing anything. He will buy in towards a Galil. So at the very least, 2 rifles to try and speak with, but a really good response coming out. Piton's coming towards map number 2 considerably more confident. He's already got more kills in 3 rounds played than he has in the entirety of that first map. That's speaking volumes into how different of a player he is individually so far.
Okay. Monte back to what they know. Going to go for another A execute here. System5 a bit more prepared for it. They get that smoke down themselves on towards the ramp. And, well, as that one dissipates in a Palace, it's a 2-piece. Patrick still down below. Flash comes around for him to work with. But the kills keep on coming for Monte. 2 versus 2. DemQ again doing so much for this team. They're going to bail very quickly. I think people will have heard this, but it's given them a bit of a reset. DemQ loses his life. Krasnal is left to clutch once again.
He's got an AK. And there's going to be something to work with, but it's not easy. It's a foot race towards B, and one in which he's not going to win, especially considering that Krill knows all too well about this. This is such a janky sort of position with 30 seconds as well. There's not a lot of time or anything really to work with. Bomb going to go down. That's the first positive. Now what do we do from this position? Trying to line them up, but he can't. And at range, you're going to see it off. There's going to be an AK scooped up and a defuse to come through, and that will break the economy and basically force Monte into a little bit more of a calmer, tempered round in towards the next. And it is going to be that relatively comfortable lead taken here by System5.
It is a decent look. Solid stuff from them. And Monte, what do they do now? They did manage to get a bomb plant there. That puts them in a better economic position. It looks like they are indeed going to go in for something, but not going to go super deep. Not going to get caught up in this force by war, as it were.
I think that's probably the way to go about it. They have a little bit of money to work with. I guess, you know, bomb plant does alleviate something, but I think this is a smarter way to go kind of about this. One, not over-investment, but a hero Galil, so to say, and the rest of this, the expectations are relatively minimal. 2, not quite 3 runs out of ammo. That could be a gun collected. It might be a gun collected. Demka gonna find one of his own as well. Now he's all that's left in towards underpass. 1v2.
Oh, a re-swing in. Yeah, that's dangerous, mate. That's dangerous. I'm not sure how I feel about it. The nade is pretty good, though. Kree will tag him down to 12 HP. He's got bomb control as well, but Demka, run of the mill. Plenty of options in terms of how he wants to approach this one.
Ooh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Is he going to play out through B here?
Sure, probably, you would think. Unless he's going to go all the way around to, like, connector or something.
Yeah, I don't hate this. I don't hate this. He should actually get quite a decent amount of room to work with, in all fairness. But it's just whether you can clear the boxes, player.
Yeah, it's a bit tough. Kree's obviously well hidden. But where else is he going to be? You know? Oh, yeah, and that was like the backside of him as well. It's not like it was a peak for him. Towards short, he's going to give it another look, and the HP makes all the difference. I don't know that Kree was super ready for the fight. But it was that earlier tag that helps him out massively. God almighty, these rounds are coming close.
This is how scrappy this one can be. Man alive, that is so close. So damn close. But it is going to be System5 making it a 3-round lead. They've already got more rounds than they got in the entirety of their own map pick. So a lot more positives in towards Mirage. And this is, you know, like we always say, kind of the inherent risk of a Mirage. It does just allow teams to spiral a little bit with momentum and all the rest. The key was playing in towards window, but smoked out. Doesn't have a huge amount to work with, in all fairness. Triple stack through B here. Bomb not committed. So early in this fight here, Monte are just trying to take some map control, but not really doing anything too audacious with it, I'd say.
No, not yet, anyway. Again, very, very important round here for Monte and their life cycle here on this T side. Will be a jump up towards the window. Interested to see what they're going to do with that. Warrow just waiting patiently for this smoke to go down before making a move. Ryu. Works in slowly. Will manage to find the frag onto Piton. Pretty big deal. However, DemQ, a rare lost fight from him. Krasnal trying to stay alive with that bomb. They've now lost the man advantage, by the way, as that mid-window push was thought of. Krasnal, though, tracks his player, does very well. He's got the bomb. What is the move here? They seem to think it's B as well, as Gizmi maybe has given presence across there. They've sort of panic rotated here, Neo.
Yeah.
And thought that the Palace player was alert, just committed to this B idea, and unfortunately they're totally wrong.
Yeesh, yeah, this has been a weird call. Oh, hang on a minute. No, Gizmi needed a kill there. More than anything, needed a kill. Granted, bomb going down is the big thing. It's going to put that time pressure on them, but System5 are very quickly getting towards the site. One playing back site. As a CT rotate comes in as well. This could be janky. The flash in the corner. Krasnal, he actually is going to start to be overwhelmed in a second. Has to win this fight. He does. And effectively, still alive as well. Just buying time. And he does have a play in Ryu who can hold them at bay on that cross. Swing coming through. Ryu steps up for one important kill. The last being the AWP. Does get a consolation frag, but that's all it will be. Jumping over, chasing him down, gunning him down as well. Glock pulled out, and he will get the kill in the end. Very, very scrappy round. But Monte win it. That's all that matters.
Certainly been one of the messier games of Counter-Strike I think we've casted in recent memory. Again, may well be down to the nature of the mixed team and the map. But still, this is quite something. Monte having to adapt on the fly, as we said that they may well have to the way that System5 are approaching things. But one of the big things I think that hands itself to this is the fact that the economy's been all over the place, and we see a lot of rifleage still in, even though they're on eco rounds and things like this. We've got a lot of deagles in this one, and they are formidable. Oh my god.
Surely
Here we go
not.
again, 4 versus 3. System5 in a decent position. They've got an AK and a MAC-10 retrieved. Oh my goodness. Oh, check your angles, fellas. No way, Keen, though. Messes it up slightly. Should have had that frag. Should have had that frag, and that may well have been the round sealed. Not the case, though, and now Monte, again, have an option to change up the play.
It goes without saying, some of the real, scrappiest Counter-Strike that we've seen in a while. And these two sides, inseparable, but kind of not in a good way. Demka's low, but Warrow going to keep hold of the AWP for now. Ryu, a lot of onus on him, though, to do something at range. The Eagle getting eerily close to the fight, but it is going to be Warrow to find that kill. They still know one's over towards B. And they might try and overwhelm the A player here. It is just Patrick. He's got a 5-7. A rotate's coming through. Nade on the corner. It's going to catch Demka. What a random nade, and it works. How is this round still feasible?
Oh my goodness, and such a risky run here. Ryu going to get spotted. Able to make it across. That is the bomb confirmed. Oh, but they weren't expecting Warrow to be in so deep. 15 seconds. Will be able to get the bomb in nice and early. Patrick, 1 versus 2. Does he necessarily want to go for this? I mean, you know, they don't have a lot of cash. They won't be buying in the next round anyway. He's going to make quick moves. A lot of noise being made. Just going to have to land the headies. He's got himself a bit of a smoke, which will give him a slight wall to work with. Oh, my goodness. What is that? Waro gives himself away, and Patrick's hit the shot. Ryu now, 1 versus 2. It's going to be a hold-in from Patrick as well. Oh, kind of comes off it, fakes it. Ryu, I think he will know what is up. Nate's going to go down just to make sure, and he nearly gets caught in doing so. That was so damn close. Another messy round, but Monte will string a couple together.
My God, this is not being comfortable, not being clean, not being good in sort of any way. Monte, yes, they found a round, but it's another round in which Monte find with only one player staying alive. And it's not going to give them any sort of stability. And you can see that in terms of the buy. Double Mac 10 is what they have to work with. But I guess it's better than System5. They've only got a couple rope grader pistols to work with. This has really, really been rough Counter-Strike to watch. In the corner, will actually catch the first. Time just chill. Mid, flash is good. So many fights, but they're all going the way of the T side.
Keen on the D, looking for one. Can't get it. Can't get it. They were a little stacked on top of each other, actually. Makes it very awkward for him to line up ahead. 4 to 4. Monte closing the gap very quickly. It may well be a similar story as Vertigo. A slow start, a difficult start. Much stranger here. You know, you get caught off in those force buys, especially again on Mirage, where everybody is so comfortably individually, you know, get the deagles out, and they know the angles, they know the sight lines really well. But we'll see here, 4 on 4 in terms of that scoreline. A big buy from System5, though, will allow them to put a pretty good defense.
Yeah. Especially considering there is still Demko and Mac 10 on the other side. He's got 12 kills to his name. Pretty ridiculous. Quick maths, but if you had Gizmi, War, and Krasnell together, you do get Demka. He's been having a really great game. The fact that you're not giving him a rifle is feeling kind of criminal. Nate on the corner. Creasing a lot of trouble. He's in a hell of a lot of trouble in the flames, but his teammates get 2 kills in the making. Could be a 3rd as well. Oh my God, what is happening? Monte. This is really not looking good as the T side goes. I know it's 4-all in terms of the scoreline, but the rounds themselves have not been pretty.
Yeah, they're just so scrappy, so messy, getting caught up in this chaos. Do you know what I mean? Like, high-level Mirage game, are you moving into the B-apps within the first minute of the round? Probably not, you know? Usually it's a later round thing, unless you're on like a half buy and wanting to go for a rush. But when you're with the rifles, you got to work the rest of the map. Maybe feign some mid control, get a guy threatening short or threatening window. But no, they're just kind of straight up, let's go B, you know, and barely even an execute to back it up.
Man, it's really not been pretty to watch at all. Final 20 seconds, and Monte's going to keep hold of what they've got. Thankfully, they can buy back into the next, but it's so difficult to analyze what has just happened. You know, for newer viewers, maybe, if there's any of you watching this game and you are kind of new to Counter-Strike, this is not the norm. Please take my word for it when I say that this is an incredibly abnormal and incredibly poor Mirage. Neither side have looked good. This is very scrappy. This is what would happen if you were to queue in as a new player in towards Mirage. This is sort of what it would look like. This, not high-level stuff at all. Very, very rough around the edges. They're relying solely off aim duels. Little to no effective util being thrown. And, well, someone dropping out the server as well. That's not going to help. I think we just lost Gizmi there. But yeah, it's not been good. It's not been pretty to watch. It's not been a nice showing of Counter-Strike just yet. Maybe when Monte going towards the city side, it might look a little bit better, but so far, no dice. Yeah, we do have a tech pause as well. So I guess for now, we'll come back to us with the tech pause. Hopefully get Gizmi back in the server as soon as. Yeah, it's not been good Counter-Strike to watch. It's very difficult to analyze as well because, you know, you're watching Monte on the T side take raw contact duels in places where they really shouldn't even be fighting. And then when they do fight, rather than kind of either falling away or throwing util to help each other, they just overface and die. And you sat here thinking, you know, when are you going to learn your lesson? Yes, I don't mind doing this on an eco or a half buy, but man alive, some of these have been really difficult to watch.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It really is a wild game of Counter-Strike. And again, we did say this, right? When you're playing off against these mixier teams, you can get caught up. Especially, again, when you just had a showing on Vertigo, their pick meant to be, you know, a good map for them. And it's like, all right, individually, we've outclassed them there. Everybody looking good across the scoreboard. Waro all the way up towards the top end. But, you know, pretty much everybody was chiming in and having nice rounds and multi-frag moments, things like that. So I think they've maybe come in a little overconfident, slightly. Then the economy gets away from them. And then the rounds are very scrappy, very fight heavy from your opponents as well, but they're also leaning into that and they're finding it difficult to reset the game and allow them to approach it from like a structured sort of sense where they're obviously very comfortable, very recognized on this map. Maybe as well feeling good about their CT side and that it should be enough on the CT side, but you can't allow this first half to get too far away from it.
No, you can't. Not at all. Oh, man, this is, it's not been nice viewing, and I think we now hope. I think basically the hope in my mind is that when we get towards that Monte CT side, that they're able to slow down the tempo a little bit. It feels like they're so nervy about making sure they have some sort of map control, but that's where the benefit of the CT side comes through because you do get given inherently just the map control, you know, off the back of your spawn. Essentially, you're given the B and the A site, and basically mid to work with essentially from the jump. So. I think one of those things, I think it feels like for me a bit of a survival game now until halftime, and then we're okay. But yes, not being great, not being great. I mean, we're still waiting on Gizmy to get back into server. When he dropped out, I assumed it'd only be a quick little fix, but doesn't seem to be the case. Seems like it might be taking a little bit longer than we initially thought.
Yeah, a little difficult there, to say the least, but hopefully not going to be waiting too much longer to get him back in. You know, at the end of the day, whether it is messy and scrappy, we do want the Counter-Strike on our screens, of course. So it would be a good sign of things to come if we can get him in nice and fast. We'll try and keep you updated as well, maybe as we get some information in terms of what's going on. But sometimes this is the way things go in these online games. You know, you get players dropping out, they're all over the world. All over Europe, so it can be a bit difficult to fully know what the issues are. I think, though, unfortunately, for this one, folks, we are going to have to take a break. We've not really got too much information behind what's going on, so stick with us, bear with us. We'll be back as soon as we can. Oh, okay. Mind. Well, there you go. We have a quick 5-second, you know, just voice break there now as we are straight back into it. Just as we made that decision to take a break, everything is back in live. Take a round or so for that HUD to get started, but you can see we will indeed have sort of the invisible man, I think, on this here T end of things. So bear with us on that one. Not much that can be done without a round restore and everything, which obviously the players aren't necessarily going to want to do in this scenario. Nades to open up. No initial damage done just yet.
The push shouldn't be upset. I mean, Python's going to get so much information. Nobody, not a single soul even showing presence. And the easiest orb shot of his life, Gizmy, joins back into the server and abruptly leaves it by the hands of an AWP.
Yeah, not the best way to start things when you've just had a disconnect. So what are Monte going to do to approach this round then? Taking it nice and slow outside of the ramp, maybe a later execute. They've got a decent position for Demka. He's playing very, very well, of course. I believe he is ready to strike on the window when the moment takes him. So a lot of this round is going to bank on him. They're just barreling on in here. Molotov comes round. Krass now going to go down. There is a little 1-for-1, but it's not really worked. Waro as well. The plan for him was to come through this connector smoke. However, not quite the case. Opportunity does not present itself. I think they have a vague idea of where he's at. He may well have been spotted. They definitely know him now, and Python will take him from behind. So, eye on flawless. Only the one kill coming round. Monte really struggling.
They are. Didn't start well, and it doesn't look like it'll continue well because I think we're coming back to another tech pause. You do hate to say it. It seems some issues. We'll fix the HUD and then hopefully it should be okay. But yeah, I mean, System5 are going to guarantee themselves at the bare minimum, right? We're going to have a tied game at the end of the half. The way they're playing, especially in these last few rounds, it feels like they probably should be in a strong-ish position to close out at least a lead. I mean, it's not looked great from Monte. Waro will be the one to find the first. He's all they've really got to work with in terms of rivalry in this one. Holding. Quite finding for Keen there. It's getting worse, though. It's getting absolutely worse. These low buys might work again. A hero war might be the one to do it.
Patrick, though, nice push in from him. Only one frag. That's all he needs to feel satisfied, though. Meanwhile, Bomb going to be retrieved here by the AWPer. Very, very curious to see what else he's going to be able to find. Slow move down middle, just getting Gizmy to try and gather some info, maybe bait a player into peeking. It's an unorthodox angle, certainly not the rarest angle in the world, but definitely unorthodox for Chill there in the ladder room. They managed to make their way in quite deep here. Gives me, yeah, any other weapon, he probably finds that kill. Chill will take him down, but it's a good trade of information. They're getting away with an awful lot. In fact, it's given a lot of space around, and Waro going to catch Chill off the back of that information now. Patrick's one thing is that he may not be expected. Bomb drop. Demka with the trade. Knows where that final player is at as well. So going to go for a super, super open plant here. Try and make his way towards CT. No, he goes in for a jump peek. He is actually going to take the risk and move across with no armor. But this is very winnable, folks. Yes, he's got no armor. He needs to land one bullet with either of these guns. He's going to go in with the M4 and just hope that the wild spray is enough to work with. Kree knows exactly where he is. Flash goes down. A returned flash as well to just slow his opponent down. Goes wide and takes him. A big, big win for Monte on the minimal investment.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I mean, I think all of that credit has to be given to Warren and the way he started that round. Very, very well done for him. Finding 2 kills more or less immediately, which is, of course, really, really solid to see. But on a 6-5 scoreline, Monte want to make sure they, at the very least, can push it towards that tied game. Try and get 6-all. That'll give them some confidence in terms of the foundations of this first half. I mean, 5 is still workable on what is traditionally seen as, I think, at the moment, it kind of hovers around kind of the 3rd most CT-sided map in the pool. But that goes without saying that for System5, these sort of scrappy games and scrappy rounds, they don't always work in their favor, because Monte are more than happy to try and wield something a little bit wacky, and Hero Warp did work. Waro came alive, and Demko in the clutch as well. Big stuff. Final round of the half, 6-5. System5 want to keep Monte at that number.
Yep. Easier said than done at this stage, though. Not a lot to happen in the early round. Gizmy will start to make moves. Ooh, dangerous peek, but he wins it. Oh, the double as well from Gizmy. That is unbelievable, actually. I thought he'd just go straight down to that AWP, but he gets 2. In fact, massive stuff. Solid advantage. And nothing that System5 can do to respond.
No, not at all. Well, there's one, though. At least Krasnov gets caught. Pre-holding in through Van on the angle. Does find him. They're going to throw back towards A. Doesn't really matter what the call is, to be honest, in the sense that they always are going to have this numbers advantage. They need to make it work for them. Bomb grouping up here through ramp. 2 players to meet them. 1 up close. So Patrick back turn. He's in trouble. Down he falls. Couldn't do anything there. Pete Don's got to come up huge for a double kill. And he only gets 1. This retake's not going to be easy, but it's all down to Kree.
Yeah, we'll see. If you can find one of these kills real fast, you know, before that bomb goes down especially. Could be in with a chance. That Molotov, though, not necessarily going to deny him. Tap coming in. He doesn't want to give his position away. There's an ankle. He could deny this bomb plant. He will do so. 15 seconds now. Oh, but plucked out of the air by Waro. No chance in the end. And that, of course, will be the end of the half. 6-6. Good recovery from Monte. We'll see if they can use the momentum into the second half. Second half getting kicked off here. Much better performance from System5 on Mirage. However, Monte, again, similar to Vertigo, get themselves some speed before the turn of the half. Curious to see what this second looks like. Pistol will be very, very valuable here. Monte, decent track record on them. Didn't win the first one out here, and Warrow going to have the fear of God put into him by that bullet.
Yeah, Pistol
also,
is...
He's not bought anything? Sorry to cut you off, but Warrow's not bought anything.
Yeah, it's weird. I do this, but, like, I'm a troll, right? But, like, I don't know why he hasn't. Like, he needs armor, but maybe he doesn't need it, right? Why not? It seems to be working. He's still alive. And on track to winning this pistol. So, it might facilitate an even better buy-in towards the next round. But they do have to win this still. Think gonna come through. Bomb plant gonna come through as well. So that's also another positive to be taken away from this. Retake's not always the easiest.
No, very true. Kit available. They've got plenty of time to work with there. And, well, there's 4 of them coming in from CT. It would have to be a hell of a performance there from Chill on the P250. Kree doesn't even get a chance at it. And the defuse for Ryu. In fact, MQ stands here saying, what the hell? Why did I buy this kit if you're just going to steal the defuse? But Ryu, he wants his MVP. He's got 3 kills. He wants that defuse. He's going to have plenty of money here as well, thanks to all the bonus cash from the kills and the bomb.
Exactly that. So, fundamentally, you take it all the way. So, first round for Monte, mighty important for them. Just in what has been a really uncomfortable showing, all things considered, on what we've seen so far. Just having a little bit of a saving grace to go with is a nicety. You still need more before in any kind of way comfortable about what we've seen so far, but it's better than nothing. 6-7. If they can make it 2 for 2 to kickstart this half, they're going to be in a really solid spot. Might just pop out towards B here. Don't actually want towards the site. Ryu's got to come up huge, and he's barely finding anything.
There we go. Does manage to finally find a frag. Ooh, a little awkward. Maybe Patrick forgetting that he's got the bomb. However, manages to survive and actually get the bomb plant in. This is all over the place once again. Ryu eventually going to go down. Has enough work being done. You would assume so. 4 versus 2. And Kit's still available. Looking good. Patrick continues dishing out the damage. But it's just not enough in the end. We'll get the defuse in once again. Demka with the kit, not utilizing it. Kind of hilarious, but Monte in the motions right now, looking very, very good. I believe now 5 in a row from them.
Yeah.
Since the turn of the half, so really great look here.
No, exactly. This is good. 2 to start off their CT side, just to give them that confidence, and I put them in a nice spot overall. This is... yeah, that's exactly what we want to be seeing here. I just think you need to have that confidence where you can come in towards these sort of a half and just feel a little bit more in and around yourself. But System5, they've gone for a hero AK, and we already saw what Demka can do with it himself individually. Can he maybe respond in kind?
We'll see. Looking good here for Demka, staying alive on that MP9 as it pays for itself with a nice little triple kill. Keen does make that AK work. He's now all alone. He's going back in for a bit more. Demka low, you know, certainly possibility. Oh, the nade is perfect though. Lands right under him, and he will go down to it. 9-6 from Monte. Looking very, very good, but a pretty hefty buy coming their way from System5.
Yeah, exactly. They only had kind of one sort of hero in that one, and the rest of it will be sort of absolutely fine. But yeah, I mean, still, Monte pulling away to a somewhat okay sort of position. This is going to give them just the confidence, really, you want to see out of these guys. System5, what we got in through mid, all about for Keen as well to work with. He's going to play up close here behind that smoke, but he's not being spotted. So at the very least, could be got off guard, blind, but does get the kill nonetheless. And Patrick can't do anything. He'll fall away. Might get flanked. It's scrappy, but Chill is just alive. Just is the key word as he gets caught by Demka, and then Keen answers back. This is carnage.
Yeah, again, it just does not seem to have settled down or reset. Monte, oh, moving fast. Kree with a big find there onto Kras now. Very clean indeed. 6 HP, so lucky to be alive, but has set up a nice finish here. Ryu is quickly along. Smoke going to go down. Oh, to allow the bomb plant. That's so difficult, but the spam coming in is clean. It's AWP versus M4. The AWP goes in and finds the head. Super confident from Keen, and yeah, very, very important to find that kill and that round, denying Monte the double digits. But my goodness, if you thought it was going to change over on the CT side, thought Monte would be a bit cleaner, you are dead wrong.
No, exactly. Man, this is such scrappy CS. But I think as well now, System5 need to try and use the scrappy CS in their favor. And actually at the moment, it does feel like it's facilitating them at the very least. Trying to start up a little bit of something. I get a bit of that confidence. A lot of onus on taking mid control. For the Monte side, I don't hate it either, to be honest. It's going to give them that confidence that they need and want. Flash coming through. Chill can't convert his attempt. Gives me will be traded and Pito doubles down.
God almighty. Looking good again for System5. 4 on 3. Definitely not out of the question. Oh, dangerous fight. Keen actually takes a tag. Lucky to be alive. Now they know there's one in towards CT. The big position here is Ryu. No one's going to be dealing with him. Yeah, they're not ready for him. Good for one. Not ready for the second. Bomb, meanwhile, making its way up short. An uncharacteristically slow mid-round here from System5. Seems to have done its job. Waro was actually over there, but pulled off, you know, by these kills. And ultimately, System5 are going to have a clean B-bomb side to work with.
Nobody here. So Patrick and Keen, like you said, they got it all to work with. Molly comes down, nobody playing backsides. They can safely plant now. Very, very weird round, but one in which I think Monte are just going to give up reluctantly. They don't really have a choice. They've just got to call for this and say, that's it. And that'll be that, right? Save to be called, and for Monte, not really even an exit play either, in all fairness. Just a slow hold and hoping that anybody walks their way. They don't really have a lot of money to work with, so they kind of, again, reluctantly have to just fall away and say, well, this is all we can do. That'll be the round. They might get an attempt here at the very least. Waro, right idea. He's in trouble, though. He's in a lot of trouble. Needs the rifle to come and bail him out. The rifle misses. Waro finds one. Pistol pulled out, and down he goes as well. So bad to worse. Losing the round. You've got System5 hot on your tails, and now nothing saved too. I mean, it could not really have got any worse there.
Yeah, after such a solid start into the half, you know, again, Monte may well have felt that they'd done enough work. Rifles should win themselves.
Yeah.
And it is starting to kick them in the teeth a little bit. But we'll see. Pretty scary stuff here from System5. Monte on the eco, looking to stack together. Chill will spot a fair amount of them. Flash comes over the top to try and facilitate at least one. Yeah, would be nice. I think that might be all they're going to get here. Flank is covered by Patrick as well. Maybe now they turn their focus to him, but incredibly low. He's going to run out of ammo soon, but Patrick makes the low magazine count work. Solid stuff. 9th round coming round, and System5 quickly bringing it to even Stevens.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess that is sort of the main thing, right? Making sure that round is just taken, right? I'm not even going to say flawless, because nothing in this game has been flawless. But make sure that's taken. Make sure you got something to work with. Tied up the game down a piece. There is now a talking point, a conversation to be had. So at 9-all, Monte back into a bye. Desperately kind of need to steady the ship here. Waro didn't quite make the movement through Hellhole, so he isn't going to overfight in towards mid. That's just a smart decision. There's no point. Nade on towards Shaw. Nobody there. The standard thing that System5 have been met with for the majority of these rounds so far in the second half has been mid-aggression. This time, not the case. And They are left questioning a little bit what the play is.
Nades being spammed in towards mid. Chill going to take a lot of damage off the back of them, but gains some space in connector. Meanwhile, 3 on B from Monte. Certainly not the conventional setup, but it might work for them. It looks like System5 want to send some pressure towards B. Not quite dedicating. They're unsure. Is there a push behind? They might have heard footsteps in that ramp area, A-ramp area, so certainly weary of it. Demka going to go moving round. Oh, he's got the entire pack coming towards him here. Doesn't quite spot them. They don't spot him in turn. They've just got to be careful that they don't get caught in transition on this CT side. Still dedicating to the ramp play. Still dedicating to this move. Demka looking for some timing, and he's going to get it perfectly for 3. Oh, my lord. Demka has ruined the round before it's even really gotten going. 30 seconds to recover the bomb, and only 2 players to work with. Clawed off by the rotations, of course. Patrick alone. He will do well, but that's all he can do. Double digits for Monte.
It's a good effort, but it's actually a really good round from Monte. Nicely done. Demka individually has been excellent throughout this entirety. Not only the map, the series, but that round specifically was beautiful. 3 kills to his name. Lovely stuff. And it's going to claw back a lead in favor of Monte in the first side to crack in towards double digits, which for the confidence is huge. Now, you look at System5, and, you know, it is a full buy for everybody, bar one man, Chill. Somebody who's actually been quite important to them. Only got a Deagle. At the very least, they do have Keen and the AWP. Better than nothing. It's exactly sort of a bountiful situation. Monte will come down. Chill going to try and get out in front of it. Oh, got the wrong idea here. Does get tagged as well. The second nade could do a chunk as well. It gives me right idea, right execution. Down goes the first man, but it is only the Deagle.
This orb gives me sticking around, though. I don't think they'll be expecting this. He's creeping. Double on the cards. Not quite, but Krasnal comes around to help him out a little bit. Beautiful little move from Gizmi there to... Feels like seal the deal. Piton will take him down. 2 versus 4 now. But a bomb to recover. That, of course, has been spotted by the CTs. Looking very, very good here. As Monte left in a difficult sort of spot. Yeah, got to be careful. These angles are hard to bolster, hard to work with. But the numbers, thankfully, working in their favor. And, of course, System5 going to make a few missteps. It's a very difficult area for them to fight as well. Piton is well for 1, but playing the headshot angle. You have to give him some respect from here.
Don. He's had an incredible game himself so far. Waro might be a 3-2-1 swing here. They've got to do this in a while. Late pass, Waro to see it's off. Whew, sigh relief, I think, is the main thing. Especially after the first goal goes their way. Monte still made some work for that round. Quite a lot, in all fairness. It's a round that is found. 11-9. 2 rounds ahead and 2 rounds away, Monte, from seeing off the series 2-0. It does make us question what is the play, what is the plan for System5 in terms of a response. And for them, they're choosing to play for OT. We already know, Scriv, you know, inherently this is such a risk. You're leaving it all up to chance that you can go flawless towards the tail end. It's never an easy ask.
Waro holding out in the palace area. Probably will have a fair amount of action come his way. It looks like System5 going for kind of a classic on an eco round like this. Tiny bit of utility, but they are ultimately going to hold the clock and then burst round. They're going to go in through that smoke, mind you. However, Demka, Waro looking good. Demka mowing through them as well, expecting the low buy, and it is paying dividends on that MP9. 4-piece for him. Plenty of cash. Rolling into what could be the final round of the series.
You love to see it. You really do. You really do. 12-9. Demka pushing for that 30 bomb. Might just get it as well. He's actually been on absolute fire. And he's still going to, you know, stick with the MP9. You've got to love the confidence. System5, they've got to go flawless from here on out. Keen does have his AWP, but he's been a little quiet. It's the he said, he's not offered up a huge amount. He might get pushed upon here. Demka is relentless in terms of his aggression. Flash can come around the corner. He'll be swinging off the back of it. Another flash to come through. Demka's going to get another kill. No bother. No questions asked. Demka's always good for one.
All right, let's see. Looking very good for Monte now. Perfect position for them to be in. Super early, untraded kill. Still gives them time to readjust their defense. Make sure that there's not any holes anywhere. B-bomb site looks slightly vulnerable, but beyond that, I don't see many options for System5, and that seems to be where they want to head. So, curious. This could work. At the same time, I think Monte will be acutely aware of the fact that the B side of things is quite as scary as the rest of the map.
Grouping up here. System5. The number's not in their favor. Somebody's got to step up in a big way. Piton's probably the main man you look at. But man, even still, this is not going to be easy. Creeping forward. Grouping up for Ukan, and Demka's playing into sandwich here. They are going to be given all of this space, but it's a question of, you know, do they even clear Demka first of all? Flash in the corner. Demka needs to look to his right. Could get caught. Yeah, he will. Patch are going to find him. They're going to play retake here. Nice shot from Aura. Another nice one from Krasnow. And it's falling apart. One man that's left. Down he falls. And that will be the game. 13-9. A 2-0 in the series. And it is Monte to take it. Really, really good work, in all fairness. It was scrappy that first half, but the second looked and felt, thankfully, a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, it's still scrappy. I think just a lot more of it going the way of Monte at the end of the day. Credit to System5 as well. We figured going into Mirage that it would be over quite swiftly. They did put up a really good fight there on that map. That, again, speaks into the Mirage and having it as a pick. But, you know, we've done that conversation to death today. And it did come to a head quite nicely on that map. But, yeah, System5, I think there's some stuff in there. Some decent individuals for me, as we assumed, as we thought. Piton looking really, really good. Could have used help from maybe one or two more players, you know, up towards the top end of the scoreboard. And maybe they could have taken that one to a third map. But yeah, really, really great stuff. It'd be nice to see this team continue to compete as a 5. Maybe get a bit of an org behind them. That can be difficult these days in the tier 2 to have someone take a chance on you. Of course, you know, RIP to Sprout one time. But yeah, I think for me, there's a little bit of something there. I'd like to see them get more reps. I'd like to see them get more officials if they can. You know, some CCT qualifiers even. You never know who you're going to run into in that kind of a circuit. Maybe it's not quite got started this year just yet. You know what I mean? Like, we've had a few tier 2 tournaments going on and whatnot, but not quite in the same vein that we've had the past couple of years. Missing a major's a little bit earlier now. You know, people don't quite know how to work out their schedule, but again, a conversation for another day. It'd just be really good to see System5 play some more official Counter-Strike.
Yeah, and you know what? Even outside of things like these kind of tier 2 tournaments, open quals, man. These open quals are the future. You know, we even had the ESL Yontraping quals, open quals today. Obviously, there is a world in which there would have been a collision of schedule, but playing quals like that, I think, is very helpful. So if this is a team that has plans to stick together in some way, that's, for me, step one. Playing ESL and IEM quals as much as you can, these open qualifiers, because you know, every single event has them, right? And there's a reason why we have the open quals into closed quals into the main event. And since that is the future of CS as well, I think ESL have got this system perfect at the moment. They're setting us up for what is going to be in towards kind of 2025. And for these tier 2 teams that want to make a name for themselves, that for me is where you start. If you really do back yourself, or if you want just officials under your belt, that's the perfect place to go. But for now, ESL's Challenger League is all they've got, and we'll see what the plans are for them going forward. They've now got 1 win and 2 losses. Monte got 2 wins and 1 loss. Not a bad little spot that Monte find themselves in. Quick 2-0, and that is going to be all of today's action from EU. No B-stream, no other games going on for us, so we can say goodbye. Scriv, you'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place, with more EU action, so you don't want to miss it. Make sure to check the ESL show rules and HLTV and all the rest for when those games are. And until next time, we'll bid you all farewell. Take care.